Okay. Can anyone hear me? Okay, we have a good connection. And we seem to be live. So, let me see if I can get the preview on here. There is a huge amount of lag on this. It's like amazing. Oh, okay. This is completely messed up now. Let me see if is there anyone actually watching? Oh, the sound is good. Well, that's a start. Okay. Well, that's very good. I also had I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. And just get rid of that. And then hopefully you can see me on the right hand side and we're good to go. And somebody let me know if we're good to go. Well, first of all, welcome Ben and Johnny. And Johnny, you're in the US, right? So it's what, lunchtime? I think. And Ben, I'm not sure where you are. Excellent. Okay. Well, I have a pile of bits. I've been shopping. We have Ryzen 7 here and the 3800. So I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, some memory, DDR4 3600. I don't know if you can see that, if it'll focus. Yeah, sort of. This camera is not very good when you get too close. Anyway, we'll get to that. Nice, decent sized power supply, 650 watt. I only really need like 350. So I was going for a 550, but unfortunately they were out of stock, and this one was the same price. And then we have, thanks to Brian and also who else I've been speaking to about this. They got their heads together and recommended this GeForce GTX 1650. So we're going to put that in as well. And it's all going to go on this Tomahawk 450, which is probably going to be one of the first things we open. But ultimately, we should manage to get it all in this this Corsair case, which I'm going to use as the workbench because it just puts things at a nice height. I'd rather be standing while I do this, and so it's well, this is how it is. Anyway, the idea behind this was it would be kind of an interactive thing. I've never done this before, and I'm grateful to those of you who have given advice over the last week or so. But I thought we could, rather than it being a stream where, you know, the star of the show shows you how it should be done, we could, because I clearly don't know how it should be done, I thought we could maybe collaborate and look at it as a community effort. So here we go. Let's open this and see where we go. I've not opened any of this yet, so I'm the surprise. Unless you've opened one of these, it's going to be the same for you as it is for me. I don't intend to make this like a mailbag. I just intend to get on with it. And in here we've got obviously a plate, some cables, Don't know what that is. We have a DVD. I don't know who uses DVDs anymore. Thank you. A manual. And more paperwork. Oh, they're trying to sell me something else. So, oh, that's just the badge. I was hoping it was, no, that will come with something else. Okay, so the recommendation is to be well earthed, and I have my trusty lamp here that is well earthed. I'll be touching that from time to time. If you speak to the experts, of course, I should be standing with my foot on a power supply or something that is immediately earthed. But I'll be touching things by the edges and we'll just slide things out and be keeping the ESD exposure to a minimum. Although that's a polythene bag, so it's kind of scary. So, this is quite the pretty motherboard, which it's looking exactly as I expected. I'm tempted to get out the book right now because it has a map on it, which I'm going to have to use later on. It's got a nice map here. It's amazing. You open the book and it falls on the right page, and straight to the processor socket. What I'm really after is okay, the banks of DIMM. I was looking for the map. I don't know if that will focus for you. Not very well, but the order of the DIMM slots is A1, A2, B1, B2. So I guess we'll be putting memory into slots A1 and B1 first of all. Not immediately, but when we get to that stage. So I'm going to move that aside for the time being, and we'll unbox this processor. I'll have my trusty knife here. No fancy knives here. In fact, a pretty dangerous and very old one. I can't even retract the blade. But it is what I have. I've never had one of these before either. So that will be, I guess, the processor. In here is the cooler. Already pasted up by the look of it. So this could be quite interesting. I'm going to set that down over here so I don't drop it anywhere. And more cables. I'll set them down there too. Nothing else. So we'll get straight to it. They say the first thing you should do is to pop the processor in. So let's do that. Am I getting it right so far, anyone? Oh, look at all those tiny pins. I'm going to pop it out this way. That's better. Now we have a dot here. We have to, I need to figure out exactly which way around this is going to go. See what it says in the manual. So we have a multi-page manual. You're meant to do what you're meant to know what you're doing here, I guess. So with the orientation being with memory on the right, the triangle is in the top left-hand corner of the CPU. And the dot on this is this way. So I'm guessing it goes this way around. It seems to drop in nicely. I don't know if there are any other... Yeah, the golden triangle as well. So I'm guessing that we have that right. So we'll double check. Yep, it goes up there, and that's my golden triangle up there. So I guess it's time just to ease this down and pop it in. Well, that was relatively easy. Memory next, I guess. Yeah, I agree with you, Ben. I think I got it right eventually, just by flipping it up the right way. But yeah, rookie error, as some would say. So now I need to figure out how we're going to mount this fan. Let's see if we know where the wires for the fan go. System fan, CPU fan would seem to be, if I move this over and pop that like that, then you can read along with me if you've got a big enough screen, but it would seem that that is a CPU fan. So the wire comes out here. It would be sensible to have it maybe like that, or like that. Not sure. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I guess these work that way. Okay. Goes over that one. Hello, Colin. Nice to see you. Hope you've had your dinner. I'm afraid we started without you, but thank you for coming. Hope you can hear me okay. These are slightly tricky, these little straps, but there we go. Quite tight. Scarily tight. But there it is, it's connected, and I guess we might as well just put the fan connector on at the same time. Try and do it the right way around. Yep. Well, that wasn't too difficult. Oh, very nice. What was in it, Colin? I guess we can turn the page. I have an M2 drive on order, but it hasn't arrived. So we're just going to go ahead and do the other stuff. Let's see, we might as well work our way through. Tells me all about the connectors, the audio connectors, yada yada yada. I guess I'm just gonna grab the memory and we'll pop that in right now. So, nice packaging this stuff comes in. Well, you do have to figure out what's on top. Oh, it's kind of... They don't want you sealing it back up. So we decided that it was memory slot 1, 2. Now let's see which way around this goes. It's got clips both ends. Yeah, it's definitely that way around. 1, 2. They just clip in quite nicely. I have to say, I quite like the colour scheme of this board. It doesn't seem like it's got to clip in first. 1, 2, yeah. Oh, Ben reckons it's the 2nd and 4th slots. Let's have a look in the manual here. So it should go. I've got the slots from left to right here, DIMM A1, A2, B1 and B2, and I'm guessing it should be one bank and then of A and one bank of B. Is that correct? Let's see what it says in here, DIMM. Always insert memory 2 in DIMM A2 slot first. You're absolutely right, Ben. Thanks for that. If all else fails, read the instructions. So you go A2 and B2. Well, that's kind of counterintuitive, but there again, this is a learning experience. So for me anyway, 2. How bizarre. I mean, like we start at 1, don't we? In our... That's just bizarre. But thank you. No, you're not wrong, Ben. You're right. It even says here in the instructions, which I failed to read before, always insert memory modules in DIMM A2 first, which is the 2nd slot along. And it shows a two module configuration here, which is exactly what you described. And DIMM A2 being here and B2 being here. So, yeah, you were absolutely correct. And that is about that, really, I'm afraid to say. Yeah, well, thank you for that. Yeah, it does start at the CPU, and it's just bizarre that you would put it in the other way around. But anyway, you do, and so we are where we are. And that's fine. So, I guess it's time for the graphics card. just going to clear some space before we are overwhelmed with packaging. And I'm going to pop this down while we open up the graphics card, and then we'll take a look. I don't know, I can never open these things without tearing the tab. Quick guide, that's what we want. Boy, these are so different from the last time I ever played with a video card. Oh, goodness gracious. They were skinny little things. This is nice, it comes with a protective strip over it. Well, that's pretty neat. So we'll pop that down. I guess I should get the instructions out. Which are in Hungarian to start with. Very good. Turkish, Romanian. Where else? Indonesian, whatever. A bit of Thai worm speak there. Ah, English. Doesn't really say a lot. I'm wondering whether we should be doing this or playing with the case first. Votes, case, or just pop the graphics card in now. I'm thinking case. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee. It's decaf though. So let's see what we can find in here. Oh, it's huge. In a moment. Okay, great unveiling. You know, I think everybody is building at the moment because I tried to get a case with USB-C on the top at a reasonable price and there really wasn't one. But this got a reasonable write-up and it's got kind of neat magnetic filters on it. On the front, it's the same. That's easily maintained. That's what I like. I don't like having to take things apart horribly in order to keep them clean. So we have thumb screws, plastic. I think they're metal. And nice rubber washers. space in the box to put this in because I don't really want to have an accident. Sorry, I'll try and catch up with the chat. So I'm just looking at the cables in here. I'll leave those in for a moment and flip this over so we can see what's on the other side. Pop the front off. And you guys can see what I'm seeing. I'm just going to undo these. That's interesting. They're captive. The bottom one's really tight. I'm assuming this is just going to pop off now. Ah, slides off. I quite like the way they've done all the cabling. You know, it's all in there, held in place. Of course, we still have to figure out what the cabling is. And this nice little hard drive caddy. And hardware. Oh, and even cable ties. So we've got screws for everything, washers, and cable ties. Oh, and even a spare standoff in case we lose one. Right. So I need to figure out what to do now. I know what to do with the hard drive, so maybe that's what I should do. And that will get that out of the way. So Johnny, 2 external power supplies. It reminds me of my amateur radio stuff, where sometimes you need some really big power supplies, depending on what you're doing with perhaps a 50 volt power supply for a linear amplifier. I think I might be messing this up. Yeah, I am. It should be upside down. So this just kind of springs in here by the look of it. I really am screwing this up. It was right the first time. So there are little plastic pins. You have to just pull it back and pop it in. And that's your lot. I guess you can put a screw in each side, but I'm not sure I see the need. That just sits in there, kind of nice. Very good. I'm going to have to figure out a way of, maybe the wiring should, no, it's got to go in this side, so maybe I should have flipped it round and the wiring will go this side. Or maybe I should put the motherboard in first and see where everything lies. That might be a better idea. Anyway, yeah, Johnny, you've got 2 external power supplies. What sort of size are those? Sounds like quite the machine. So that's RGB stuff. So is that. So we've got USB. Oh, look, they're marked. Well, that's a good start. We'll pull that out of there. These up there, and see if we can get the motherboard to sit down somewhere. Which is not going to do. Okay, so see then. So I need my little faceplate. Now it's all getting confusing. So the feet are this way, so I guess the writing goes this way up. And that should just slide in here. There we go. That means that this should slide in here. And sits down quite well actually. Fits like a glove. So now I need to figure out which screws to use. Is it the big self-tapping screws or the machine screws? Looks like the machine screws to me. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what we've got in there? 4 loads. Loads. Is it the ones with the tops? Yeah. I'm guessing it's these ones. We'll have to see. So I'll go for the easy screw hole first. And yeah, that would seem to work. I've got my giant Phillips screwdriver. That seems to be working. So we'll see how many of these we drop and how many we lose. Ah, thanks Ben. Yeah, M3s. Okay, that's good to know. As I said, not having done this before, when I last played with a PC, it was when the Pentium 486 came out. We had two 86s to start with, and then rapidly 386, and then the 486. And I think the last time it was 386 or 486. The last time I got close to a PC, and that was like to remove the graphics card because it was dead. And those were in the days when you got the blue screen of death for just about any reason, including it just happens to be Monday. Can't believe it. We haven't dropped any yet. Dang it. So anyway, Colin's very quiet. Are you still digesting, Colin? Digesting your omelette? I've no idea who's watching this because I only see who's commenting, and I've got the preview window from OBS in the foreground. Oh my, we have 5 concurrent viewers. Well, that's 4 more than I thought because I logged myself in as well just to make sure I wasn't lonely. Okay, so we have 9 screws. A nice piece of plastic that I should probably remember to take off now because otherwise it will be smelly in the future. So should we think about putting the graphics in? I'm just wondering which slot to put it in. Any clues, anyone? Time to read the manual again. Yeah. So the big, fat, fast one is E1, which is the one that's furthest away from the battery. So it's this one. Okay. So just figure out. So we have to take off these two doodads. There's probably a proper name for these. And I've got to say, these are a whole lot better made than the ones I've previously used. Yeah, Colin, thank you. Yeah, it's the one nearest the CPU, as you say. Okay. See if we can make this fit. Hang my tongue at the appropriate angle. I'm guessing we just push. And there it is. It's clipped in. It's not too bad. I'll put the screws back in. I'm going to put this other one in as well, so it's not lonely. That's a whole lot better. Always use the top GPU slot. The top GPU slot. Thanks, Ben. And right, well, now I guess it's down to the mysteries of wiring. So I have to get the case manual out and find out what things look like because I'm not very smart on modern wiring. Oh, we get French first, and then I think we're in Dutch and German. Maybe we get English. Oh, we do get English first. I just went too far. Oh, look, it even tells you what the screws are for. So, there are fan screws, hard disk drive screws, motherboard standoffs, lighting core standoffs, lightning node core screws. I think we've done that. Install the hard drives. Well, I did it in the wrong order, but hey. Install the SSDs. Well, if I had any, I'd be putting them in, that's for sure. And then it says I should put in the power supply, and then it tells me about the I/O connectors. So I guess it's power supply time then. Then we'll have even more wires to figure out. I'll put this where people can see what we're doing. More shiny. I guess I've cheated and used the instructions, but I've got to say that it's been good to have your input too. And the challenge is finding your way inside this box. Ah, here it is. Oh, here's something. Oh, I see. You just found it. Oh my. It's a shame everything's black, you know, because it shows up the worst. Oh, plenty of cables. Important information. English. Remedies and warranties. Oh well. We'll file that in the appropriate place. Power supply. Screws. Cable ties. I actually contemplated going out and buying some cable ties, but I figured I'd wait and see what there was, and I do have an emergency supply of lurid yellow cable ties that we use for luggage when we travel, just to see when the Department of Homeland Security has poked their noses into our dirty washing. Well, this looks remarkably straightforward so far. So, I now discover the error of my ways, of my lack of planning, because when you watch everybody else do this, you realise that, and they go along and say, well, you just plug in the ones you need. Of course, I haven't actually got a clue which ones I need. I guess I better read the manual. It wasn't very helpful. It's only no. I guess it's motherboard or case. Well, let's check the case manual. I got me on the face cam. Has it disappeared? Okay, Ben says I need a 2480X. I'm guessing that's that one. I need an 8-pin CPU connector, which is probably this one. And then I need a SATA connector for my hard drive. So SATA. That's a 6-pin, so I guess I better look in here for SATA. Oh, and I like these. These are all welded. PCIe Type 4. Don't know. Okay, I'm going to have to cheat and look on the back of the hard drive. And a PC, yeah, I do need a PCIe one for the graphics card. That's a good point. So I'll get that one out right away. And this is a dual one. So that seems to be a dual one. To be honest, I'm not sure which end we'll be putting in. Well, this makes it more of a challenge, I suppose. So this is Type 4. That's not what we need. PCIe. They're double-ended, or dual ones anyway. There's something else. Is the face cam working again? I'm looking for a SATA connector, but I'm not seeing one. Oh, I see. Maybe. Do I see? No, I don't see. Now I'm getting confused. I'm wondering if we do this as a process of elimination. So we've got no SATA in this side at all. I have this that looks like a SATA connector. But doesn't seem to fit. This isn't it, okay. Now, so it seems I'm missing a SATA connector. Unless, I don't think that's it. That's for the graphics card. So I've been led astray. It would seem that the I asked when I purchased this if it came with a SATA connector, and I was assured that, oh yes, it did. Well, it doesn't seem to. So I guess we'll have to go ahead and try and do everything else. Shall we do it in French or English? Okay. There are too many connectors to deal with at one time, so I think it's time to see if we can simplify things. Some of these are labeled, some of them aren't. Okay. So I have some labeled ones here. So let's look for a map. Audio is down here. I'll turn this the right way around, and hopefully you can see. So audio is the bottom right, and the missing pin is there. Or you can't see this. Okay. I expect I could have made that neater by putting it through here. And then through here. Or maybe even up through there. See if it will tolerate that. I think I'm going to go the other way. There's only a power supply, and we'll be able to do its thing. So I'll pop this one in here. Like that. Let's see what else we can find. Okay. I think these are the USB cables. So go all the way up the front. Oops, the top of the front panel. USB 1, USB 2. So that's there. Found it. Okay. It's getting better. There are less variables. Now, software reset. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to go for the decode. Panel connector JFP 1 and 2, page 17. Okay. Dang, just as well I had the manual, eh? So we're talking about these ones. Reset switch, power switch, power LED plus and minus. On JFP1. JFP1 is just by the battery. Oh, I see it. So, reset switch. Plus and minus. Shouldn't really matter. It's the one by the battery, and it's the kind of two in the middle. There we go. Hard drive LED. I don't think there is a hard drive LED, is there? There's a power LED. There's a power switch. Power switch is opposite the ones we just LED plus and minus, so it goes minus and plus. There we go. Untangle these cables right now. Okay. Well, that's looking a bit better. Oh, this is painful, isn't it? Let's see. SATA. These look like SATA cables. Oh, there's loads of SATA. SATA 1, SATA 2. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. So, I'm guessing this one goes in here. And we can feed it through. Take it this way. I found a SATA cable. Go in there. So let's see what we can do here. These thin ones are these RGB cables from the other side. This probably needs to poke through there for the time being. And SATA is smaller than I thought it was, which was my initial error. And so it goes like that. There we go. So I take it back. No, I think I put this in the wrong way around. Because that doesn't clear down there. So I have to swivel this around. It's a learning process, as they say. But as I was saying, I take it back to the guy in the wholesalers who said, yes, everything's there. Everything is there, I just don't know everything's there. My connector through here. If I drive in here, my cable on there, and life is so much simpler. Ta-ra! Oh, I've got mega lag. Oops. Okay, let's get this power supply in. Okay, so there's a lesson. Put the big fat cable through first. And the smaller cables afterwards. However, they're in. Oh, I see. Okay, that's a fail. I was expecting to slide it in from the outside. There's another lesson. We can get it in this way. Good. Big cable first. Cable next. Damn. Slide it in. Okay, now some trickiness. Screws. 4 PSU. That's very helpful. That's most helpful indeed. Stick them in opposite corners. Ah, I even picked the wrong hole. Oh, that's interesting. They have the oddest arrangement of holes. For a Corsair case and a Corsair power supply, they supply 4 screws, and well, there are 4 holes. The 4th hole doesn't really do anything. It does make you wonder as to whether you've got it right or not, but it's kind of symmetrical. Okay, that's it. Yeah, Ben, you're the expert. We should have done some. Face-to-face time before. Well, I'm guessing this one goes on here. CPU. I think that's that one down there. Let's see what the map says. I like maps. So, CPU, memory, CPU power. Yeah, is that one up there? Of course, everybody else knows that. They're just saying this guy's incompetent. This wire's not that long, and I'd have expected to be able to route it. I guess it's going to have to go that way. And the clip is this way. There we go. I think I'm going to put one of these cable ties in here now, because yeah, we'll just do this now. One, two. Well, that's good. So we have power to both ends. Let's see, we connected up the SATA, we've connected up the USB. Now we have to find out what to do with these. So, USB 3, so that goes from there to there. That's good. We did audio, we did power, reset, power. That's good. Okay, this is the lighting stuff. Okay, let's see, number 3. Is, oh, I see. I have to, these are the fan wires. So I have to go figure out which one's which. Well, here's the USB, there's more USB. Here's a 6-pin USB wire. So that must be USB 2. I'm guessing. Which goes this way. Oh. Here. There we go. No, USB 1. Okay. I've got to figure out where to plug the fans in here. Oh, I see. So the fans are all routed down the back. Ready. And they're routed onto there. That's exactly what these are. And where they go. 1, 2, 3. These all come across to here. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Number 2, the 9-pin USB goes into the USB 2 in the system. So that's the one we did. Okay, the SATA connector, any available SATA connector on the PSU. Big fat SATA connector. Well, you know, that's a SATA connector, I guess. So we can poke that back through because we don't need that this side. We can take that underneath and connect it to the power supply. Here's a mega SATA cable. I didn't recognize it first. I'm getting there. Yeah, this one. Now, you know, this power supply isn't as good as I might have hoped for access. So I need to stick this in here. Of course, if I'd done this earlier, I would have and figured it all out. I'd be in great shape. Yep, Ben, you're teaching me all the lessons here, and it's much appreciated, to be honest, because, you know, there's nothing worse than not really knowing what you're doing, and then kind of going to bed wondering, did I get it right or not? I'll pop that down there for the time being. Because I figure, yeah, that's the next thing. I need to figure out the video supply. So we've done the SATA for that. Still got to figure out what these are for. I think I'm going to pull them back through and trace them, and then we'll get to the video. You know what? I think they're RGB. Are they RGB? These are fan controls. On there. Okay, that's your lot. It doesn't tell you anything else. So, what are these for? They go up. These are the different. These must be LEDs. Or maybe they're fans. Maybe that's the fan control. I don't know. Ah, Colin, you got a haircut. There's a lot of people getting haircuts. And, well, hopefully they're turning out. I think we possibly might have to start posting haircut photos. Oh. Aha. Okay. PWM fan connectors. That's what they are. Now I need to find the proper place for them. So, let's have a look on the map. Fan 1 is the right way around. Fan 1 is down here. So, these are 3-pin fans. There's a note here. When you plug a 3-pin the fan, 100% loss of noise, you can follow the instructions below to adjust it to PWM or DC. Okay. With auto detection mode fan connectors, the system will auto detect the fan mode. BIOS. Okay. I'm going to assume this is pump fan 1 and 3 and here's the next one. So which is fan 2? Oh, there's pump fan and sys fan. I wonder if I'm doing pump fan or sys fan. What does it say? CPU fan. I must have one at least connected to the CPU fan. So take that one. All the way over here. So we don't want to use 3. So PWM CPU fan 1 and pump fan 1. I've got 3 fans. So what happens there then? Any clues? Oh, okay, they go in sys fan, thank you. 24 pin around the back of the case and through the hole by the 24 pin connector. Oh, I see, yeah, that's a much better idea, isn't it? Except I'm not sure there's a hole big enough. It might fit underneath. I could give it a try. It means taking the power supply out at the moment. You know, I might leave that. I might leave that just for a while. There's terrible lag here on this video. Sys fan 4, pump fan 1. So we should use the sys fan 3. So there's a CPU. Sys fan 1 and sys fan 2. I've got to find sys fan 2. Sys fan 3, 4. Sys fan 2 is way down here. Past the battery. Sys fan 2. That's this fan 3. Fine. I'm going to press on for the time being, I think, and we'll get some power on the graphics card. PCIe. Yeah, I really should have done that and stuck it in the power supply. Because now I have to wrestle this in. Through the other side. Yeah, it does, but I've got a load of fans in the way, Colin. I was hoping not to. Oh, they're at the front, I'm sorry. Here we are. We've poked it through. And no, I think I'm just going to have to undo this power supply. Forgive me not showing you the full view here. I struggle. It's going to come out now. If we can see what we're doing with some light on the subject. So that needs to pop in there. And that's it, it's in. Right, stick these screws back in. Sorry for my silence. Concentrating again. You must be bored out of your brains by now because you guys have all done this before. But you're probably chuckling silently and wondering, it leaves me wondering how many of you made which mistakes, because I've made quite a few mistakes so far. Surely You guys must have made some mistakes too. Yeah, the little PCB at the back, Ben, I think is powered from the USB. I'm not sure. It's got a USB cable, and the other cable is a SATA connector. And I did plug it into the PSU. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's actually this cable here. Goes from here to here, and I politely stuffed it into that space there. So, aside from maybe I'll put that there. You know, I think it's almost done. What I'm going to do, and I take your comment, Ben, on the big fat cable here, but I'm just going to tie it for the time being to this fan here to give it some stability. And I'll tidy up these cables later, but I'm keen to see if this will actually work. Just trying to think if we've got any bits, any major bits left over. Oh, these connectors. USB connectors. And they came with the video board. I have everything I need there. Yeah, I did, Ben. The CPU power cable goes in down here at the back. So I think it may be time to plug this in and see what happens. The moment of truth, as it were. So, let's see. HDMI. It's plugged in. That's good. They provide a power cable. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? Oh yes. Always power it up, Ben says before. There we go. There's power. We have power. Keyboard. And mouse. This is my brand new from Amazon cheapest keyboard you can find. Because I don't actually have a USB keyboard. I've got plenty of Bluetooth ones. So we can go here. And I didn't really prepare this mouse, did I? I don't use USB mice either. Not very often anyway. Okay. Moment of truth, I guess. Power supply. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that, but we have fan spin, but no picture. That's probably because I plugged it into the wrong HDMI. Signal not found. Well, let's see. I think I have a dodgy HDMI cable. There we go. We have RGB, yeah. We have nothing else though. Oh dear. Yeah, I did. Oh, into the GPU and not the motherboard. Okay. We can do that. Check the video cable and source display going to sleep. I'm not convinced I don't have a bad video cable here. I'm just going to plug in. There. And there. Signal not found. I do have the fan spinning on the graphics card. Oh well, maybe I should just wait. How long do you think I should wait for? Okay, well, now it gets to the embarrassing time. I have to sit and figure out exactly what went wrong. I have a red LED. I wonder if that's a good LED or a bad LED. We have a power LED, we got that one right. Well, it's still been a while. Yeah, it definitely is. Into the monitor. I even plugged in a new cable into the monitor. The monitor was working earlier. I can plug it into my laptop and check the cable. The monitor is yeah, Peter. That would be fun. It may be that streaming and driving this monitor might be a bridge too far. Okay, that's not going my way. It's not working with that cable. Great. So we'll take this cable out. Put the original cable back in. My laptop. Let's see how we go from there. Yep, that works. But it doesn't work in here. Yep, so it's power off and stick it on its belly and make sure everything's on. We'll see where we go from there. I fully understand if you guys don't want to hang around. Well, the CPU's warm. It's kind of a hopeful thing. I think that one's in. CPU one's in. Now all the fans are working. The graphics card seems loosish, but it's okay. Getting power. Oh. Aha! There is life. I'm not sure how to show you there is life. But there is life. Not much life. I don't know if this will be helpful or not. There's so much lag on it. So let's turn that off and then let it come back up again. I sadly don't have the ability to take the picture. I think the we have a full screen of BIOS. I think we win. CPU speed 3.9 gigahertz, DDR speed 2666 megahertz, and at this point you can't see anything, which is really disappointing. But on the other hand, it's a success because the fan is spinning. And oh, welcome Mako. Nice to see you. Oh, you've been here for a while. Sorry about that. I've been busy. It was the frantic part. Like we put the power on and nothing happened. But we put the power on now and something did happen. So now I have to go and do some adjustments and then think about doing some tidying up and some rerouting like Ben suggested. And I think what I'm going to do is probably close the stream now because we've been going, I don't know, how long? It's 10 to 10 anyway, so nearly 2 hours. That's a success. And so thank you everyone for your inputs. I will maybe do a follow-up and see how we go. Show you the finished result once it's all tied up. Because I've got to see if the fans are running properly and all of that kind of stuff. But you can't see the screen. I have no way of showing you the screen at the moment. So probably you're going to get a little bit bored anyway. But I'm going to thank you for coming. And maybe we'll do this again sometime. I certainly thought it was worthwhile doing, and I'm sure it would have taken me a whole lot longer if it hadn't been, especially for Ben's comments. So thank you so much for those, and maybe we'll hang out and do some more joint projects sometime. As they say, you know, maybe you want to like and subscribe and all that hoo-ha, but maybe not. I'll leave that up to you. Anyway, thanks, and I hope I'll catch you on the Discord, on Brian Locke's Discord sometime. Thanks very much indeed, and good night, guys.